Are you someone who tries to drive while distracted by your phone? Someone who props it on the steering wheel or peeks down at it for a glance? Or just scrolls and scrolls? If so, you could be the next person to get into a fender bender, get a ticket, veer off the road, or even cause a crash that kills you or someone else. Enough already. Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA.
The best of the Morning X.
99X.
The Morning X, Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. It was 1981. Young Barnes, playing with the TV set, had to actually take the TV tuner and turn it backwards to tune in MTV. And the first face I ever saw was Alan Hunter, and here he is. Alan.
Yeah, that's a sad tale. You know that, don't you?
Isn't it a sad, sad tale?
That was touching.
First face you see, my God.
Was Alan Hunter.
Yeah.
You know, Alan.
See what happened?
Damn,
So many young girls had a crush on Alan Hunter. You were the cute blonde guy.
Hey, well, I'm proud of it, too. I think I had a lot of housewives that were doing aerobics to me in the morning time.
Yeah, exactly. No, you were on in the morning, correct?
Predominantly. I think we came on at all times at certain points, and then we all began to gravitate to our energy level. Mine seemed to be pretty up.
Well, the good thing for you is that, I mean, you look exactly like you did then.
You're the man.
I mean,
Where did I see you last?
You haven't changed at all. I saw you on, what was it, some commercial for Books A Million or something?
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I saw that the other night on television. So you're still out there doing stuff?
Well, you know, I can still shake my booty.
Now, did you audition for the MTV role? How did you get the job?
I did, as a matter of fact. I did not sleep with anybody.
It's good to know.
No casting couch.
That's good to know.
Well, no one knew what it was then, though. So what did you find?
Well, I knew what a casting couch was. Sure.
You did?
Sure.
I'm talking about MTV. So you go in and they say, hey, they've got this music channel they're going to try, and here's the deal. Do what?
Funny enough, about 3 months before, I'd been in a David Bowie video. I was an actor up in New York and got cast to be in Fashion.
Wow.
Really?
We Are the Goon Squad, and we're coming to town. Remember that song?
Right, yes.
Isn't that a great song? So I was in that as an actor / dancer, if you can believe that. And I'm one of the principal people. So for me, music videos meant it was like Midnight Special when Paul McCartney and Wings couldn't show, when they didn't show up.
Right.
Then you got their video from London, and Paul would come on and say, I'm sorry we're not here. Here's our video. And it's like, oh, damn, a video.
Now, did you ever hang out with the other VJs at the time, like, Nina Blackwood and JJ?
Oh, sure.
You guys were all
we
friends.
were definitely all on the Poseidon adventure,
You guys all had to think you were just it, though, at the time. I mean, when MTV blew out and you guys were the staples, and still people think, when they think of MTV, you guys, the original characters, are all embedded in our minds.
We're the staple brothers and sisters.
Those ads you did last year were good.
I enjoyed that. They started showing all that again. As a matter of fact, I got a 12-year-old kid, a son, Dylan, and a 9-year-old daughter. But my son Dylan's friends, ever since I've been coming to school over the last 3 or 4 years, I mean, I'm a very active parent at school, but they all think I'm pretty cool. But they started showing all that stuff from spring break this year.
Yeah.
And his buddies just think, God, Dad, your dad is so cool. Hanging with all those babes in bikinis, on the beach.
Isn't it interesting, though, that people can recall the original MTV VJs, but if you were to ask somebody now to name 2 MTV VJs, they couldn't?
Well, they kind of come and go quickly, don't they?
They do.
They're
and
big time quick now.
Yeah, well, I think people remember the first better, don't you? I remember the Saturday Night Live crew. Then everything was kind of a fog after that.
How long were you there at MTV?
I was there 6-7 years. I did a couple of freelance gigs for them after I left, which were the best and highest paying jobs I ever had with them when I left, which is always the case, isn't it?
Give someone an idea. Well, what did you make when you first started at MTV?
Oh gosh, I made like just a little bit better than a Broadway chorus singer.
Not much is what you're saying.
Which was my criterion for a good job back then. Was if I could just make Broadway wages, because that's what I really wanted to be. And I made better than that, but still by TV standards nowadays. I mean, MTV was such a weird bird. It started out in this cable world, which at that point in time was not like being on an NBC sitcom,
People have this weird misconception, though, that these VJs are making tons of jack.
Well, they probably do now. And when I left, I made great money. I really left at the time that I had like 2 more years on a really groovy contract. So I decided to go out ahead.
So you chose to leave, and they didn't get rid of you guys?
Oh yeah, I would say Mark and I we're the only ones who left of our own accord. We both had more time on contracts, and they wanted us to stay, but after 6 years, I just felt like it was time to go and move to California.
I know Mark Goodman did some radio. What did you do immediately following MTV?
Well, when I went out there, I did several free. I went to Russia for MTV after I left, and I went to Jamaica. So, of course, I was kicking my ass saying, why did I leave?
Right.
This is great. But you only get respect when you leave someplace, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. Did you ever did VH1 ever call you to come in and work over there?
Yeah, VH1 used to call me all the time and say, "You want to pick up that pension check now?" They were the clearinghouse for it. We all sit around from time to time and go, "Why is that guy from the Monkees doing the '80s show?" Or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand.
Isn't it funny how the MTV spring break shows have changed since your day to now?
Well, again, they showed that MTV Uncensored, Spring Break Uncensored, and they were showing stuff that I was doing with people, and we were probably just about as stupid or irreverent. They just didn't show as much.
Right.
I think the one that I thought was pretty funny this year was where the kids get in the back seat of the Volkswagen and change clothes.
Yeah.
Anybody see that one?
I didn't see that one. I saw the triple kiss from Cancun. I thought that was pretty...
Oh, I mean the guys?
The two girls who were kissing each other, and then they let a guy in the kiss.
Oh, that's right. Well, I got to tell you, I'm not a prude by any... You can't shock me, but, boy, they certainly show some things on television that I can't believe the censors let them do that.
So you have been behind the camera and very successful at it. Tell everyone what you've been up to.
Well, I came back to Birmingham to open up a production film company with a brother of mine who's been a photographer for years. We've always wanted to do that. MTV was sort of that was a fork in my career. I wasn't going to do that. I certainly love performing and being talented, still do and will. But I always knew I was going to be hair director at some point in my life. So I'm directing film commercials over here, and then soon independent films.
If you had to call in Alan, you had to call in the big favor, and you had to get some big celebrity to come help you out and make an appearance, is there someone that you met back in those MTV days you could just phone up and go, hey, I need a favor?
I met Tom Cruise. MTV was about more than music after a while. It was about the entire entertainment realm.
Right.
And Tom Cruise came in just after Risky Business, and we talked underwear and grippies and stuff like that, so we got to know each other fairly well. I would love to be able to call up Tom and tell him to come on down here, but I think he's trying to figure out who he wants to be.
What do you mean who he wants to be?
He can't make it. David Lee Roth, I think he'd be a kook, but he has funny hair nowadays.
Yeah, what's left of it?
Funny thing, out at Sundance, I met up with Gene Simmons from Kiss. We knew each other, Paul Stanley and Gene and I. Didn't ever hang out that much, by the way. He was too damn tall. But I met him out there and said, we're having this big film festival. He said, cool. And then his hair shifted like 30 degrees to the left. It just kind of rotated because a gust of wind blew in Park City. And I said, oh, my God, it's a great-looking hat.
More of this interview you don't want to miss is back in minutes on the Best of the Morning X 99X.
Bravo TV star Lala Kent holds nothing back on the Give Them Lala podcast.
It's very a lot.
You want the headline.
Here is my interview with Vicky Gunvalson. Who did the biggest number on you?
I'm not friends with Tamara anymore, which is fine.
Do you feel like you guys can repair?
No.
Stick to what you know.
Iconic.
Ooh. Absolutely fantastic. It is like the Super Bowl every episode.
Give Them Lala.
Unhinged, but also amazing TV.
Get ready.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.